Hey everybody, it's Colin.
Oh, hi, it's Cadence.
How's it going? It's almost Christmas time. Christmas is in the
Oh,
air.
I'm so excited about
I'm
it.
excited. I've got all my 10 Christmas trees. I've got my bathroom Christmas tree, got my next to my bed Christmas tree.
There always has
Mm,
to be a Christmas tree in your line of sight. That's the
all
rule.
times. That's the only rule I have. We're so excited to bring you part 3 of this really riveting series that I know you guys are sitting at the edge of your seat trying to figure out
This
what
trilogy.
what is going to happen with Amber Moore and Prince Richard.
I mean, I don't know. First they meet, then they get married. I wonder.
What's the third part gonna be? Okay. Well, we're gonna tell you today in our very
It's
special
a
third pre-Christmas episode.
it's a baby, you guys. It's a royal baby.
Christmas Prince, a royal baby. And before we get started, we just want to give another shout out to another super fan that we have, Amanda from Southern California. You know who you are, girl. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for listening.
Every time you
We
do a
love
shout
you.
out, you sound like you're doing like a late night radio.
Well,
where
that's what
people
I'm trying to
doing,
do.
like,
I'm trying to sound like, hey.
this song is for.
Exactly. This is Delilah. You know who you are. Amanda.
Oh my God,
from
I
Southern
forgot about
California.
that. Like late night, and people would dedicate songs to other people, and you would try to call and get your dedication on the
Yes.
radio.
I mean, I only know about it.
I blocked that out till just now.
I don't know. I never did it, but I mean, I know about it just from that Friends episode, but that's all. Where
That's funny.
Rachel's like
There was
sitting in
this.
front of the rainy window and like listening to that stupid song.
Oh, right. Yeah, there was a station in New Mexico where we grew up that would do that at night. And people from school would like try to call and dedicate songs to other people. That's so funny. Now, I completely forgot about it till just now, but that was like a big deal. You would listen at night and hope that like
Someone
either you
dedicated
got
a
a
song
song
to
that
you.
you wanted dedicated it or someone did it for you. Yeah. That's
Ugh,
funny.
it's like the old school Craigslist misconnections. You just had to hope that
Oh,
someone out there
yeah.
was thinking about you. Someone out there saw you on the subway picking your nose
Someone
and
out
thought
there.
they made a Chris connection about you.
I have a weird Craigslist story, but I'll tell it another day.
I don't know. Well, run it by me first.
Another time.
Let's see. Run it by me first before we get that out there. All right. So we're just going to give you a quick recap. Number 1 was A Christmas Prince, where Amber Moore, the writer slash actual editor, gets sent on a mission because no one else will go.
I
Where
think you
she
mean
goes.
blogger. I think you mean world famous blogger.
Well, now she's a
Amber
blogger.
Moore?
I'm recapping episode 1, the first one, where she
Oh,
gets sent
that's
to Aldovia to research the Playboy Prince Richard. And she obviously falls in love with him, but not really, I guess. She's just kind of there. And then he asks her to marry him. It doesn't really make any sense because she's
Mhm.
pretending to be a different person. But she's always quirky.
Seems like a pretty formal agreement.
Seems like a pretty formal agreement.
Hey,
Exactly.
I need a
And
wife. You're available.
so once we get to see Amber and Richard meet, then we get to the royal wedding, which was last episode. And again, there's a lot
Royal
going on.
conga line.
Royal conga line. She's going to be queen. She's wanting to bring Aldovia into the 21st century. But the whole movie was about an economic crisis that was happening in Aldovia.
Mhm.
And just keep in mind that this movie takes place a year after that economic crisis. Just keep that in the back of your head when we talk about this movie. And now we're on to episode 3, where she is now going to have the royal baby. And let me tell you, you thought people were crazy about Amber being a bride. Just wait till she carries that royal baby. You thought royal protocol got brought up a lot last episode. Just you wait. Just you wait.
That you're in for a real treat.
All right, so let's jump in to Amber Moore and Prince Richard in A Christmas Prince, a royal baby. All right, guys, so it's been a crazy year for Amber because she's preggo, but she's got her first year of being Queen of Aldovia under her belt. Almost 1 year. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, am I right, Amber?
I mean, I can't see how anything would. It's not like Aldovia was just in a total economic collapse 9 months previous.
Yeah,
Whatever,
she's all,
whatever.
almost a year ago, everyone was in, the wolves were carrying off people, but now everything's fine. I'm about to have a baby. So, Amber, let's catch up with you. What have you been doing, girl? She went on a royal honeymoon, which, by the way, is her and Prince Richard in front of a Hawaii green screen. There's actually no,
So romantic.
and they don't actually kiss. They just get really close to kissing, and it's a green screen because there's no footprints in the sand. They're walking, but there's no footprints in the sand. It's amazing. Anyway, and she's
Maybe
like,
Jesus is carrying both of them.
maybe they are. They're royal. They float. Duh. Of course, Aldovians float. They're royal. She has been brushing up on all her knowledge because she goes to a lot of royal state dinners, and all you need to know at royal state dinners is just history of royal families, and she is whining and dining these people, okay? Tons of royal state dinners.
Can you imagine just like trying to like memorize a bunch of royal trivia wherever you go and just spouting it off, like not ever having a real conversation?
Actually, I could imagine that because we're gonna. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a very special Aldovian Christmas game.
Oh my
you
god!
have to know. We'll get to that later, but
it's
you
all
bring
in
up a very
caps
good
in
point.
my notes. Don't you worry.
So she's just doing all these royal state dinners. She's the head of this it's like a flashback to her at the head of a conference table with Richard, and it's all these businessmen and then her at the end, and all she does is go, and that's how we'll fund the tech program, and then it just like everyone claps, but there's no indication of how she knows how to do that, what her plan is.
She's like, who do you think funded all the tax plan programs for their dad?
No, it's tech. Who do you think set up the POS system at my dad's coffee shop? That's tech. Who do you think started the Instagram page for dad's sloppy joes / corn dog / hot dog / Mexican food steak? In this flashback, though, you hear a lot of the word Aldovia Initiative, lots of Aldovia Initiative talk. So you know that Amber is making waves. She is bringing the 21st century to Aldovia. But
they also ride their bikes through the center of the square, like just
as
waving
royalty does
at everybody.
And they don't have helmets on. Not very safe. Amber,
yes,
you
that's
are pregnant,
what I
girl.
thought too.
You are pregnant, and the Queen of Aldovia, and you are riding. And she's kind of looking scared because it's those cobblestone streets, So she's like,
it's not steady.
Her face is
she's only got
like,
one hand on the handlebars because she's waving like crazy with the other one.
It's like, that's a disaster waiting to happen, Amber. Get a helmet. You want to take Aldovia into the 21st century. Get safety on that initiative list.
Let's implement some safety helmet initiatives.
Right. And so keep in mind that this economic collapse of Aldovia happened a year ago, but everyone forgot about that, you guys. And all the people, the tens of people in Aldovia, all they care about is what the hell this baby's name is going to be and whether it's going to be a boy or a girl. So we join in another flashback, her and Richard standing in front of the one press conference that Richard goes to. And nobody's asking any questions but about the baby. What's the baby's name? What's the baby's sex? Someone even goes, do you think a woman is going to take the succession of the throne because it's the 21st century? Like, hinting real hard.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, townspeople of Aldovia, you were in an economic collapse a year ago. Oh, well, the reason I want to say that is because Richard's like, well, does anyone have any questions regarding taxes or like policies? And it goes quiet,
Or the tech
right?
implementation.
Or the tech implementation that Amber just came up with at this board meeting out of nowhere. And it's crickets, you guys. Nobody in Aldovia wants to know. And I'm like,
not
you
a
guys,
question.
I'm like, you guys, a fucking year ago, your entire economy had collapsed. Collapsed. It collapsed, you guys. You had wolves carrying away your lawyers. Like, you had power outages. You put out the power during a kid's play at school. Someone, this is your chance to ask a question. Hey, I got a question.
Hey, like, what happened with that whole economic collapse thing? Remember how we were, like, cannibalizing each other a year ago?
I got a question. You appeared on TV and said you caught the one person responsible for the downfall of Aldovia. What happened to that guy?
Is he in a dungeon, or did he have, like, a fair trial?
Because there was actually never any follow-up to that. And actually, I don't give a fuck about this baby. I care about if our country's going to go into a collapse and I'm going to have to eat my kids. So, well,
And I mostly just want to know what I could do that would have me end up in a dungeon. Because it feels like it's nothing or dungeon. There's no in between.
I've got a follow-up question to my initial question. You guys, where the hell's that dungeon? And what do you have to do to get into that dungeon? Like, tax evasion? What do we have to do?
We heard that the royal family actually, like, held somebody up at bow and arrow point. I don't know if that got lost in translation or did that
The media can report everything that happens to the royal family. The newspapers were like, soon to be queen. Soon
fake
to be
news.
Queen
Richard's
Amber.
just like, fake news.
Soon to be Queen Amber holds person up at arrow point and forces them to the dungeon. Is she really
she
bringing
wrote
forth
about that on her
21st?
blog.
Oh, you know it. So yeah,
I'm like, and then you guys, I had to hold Leopold up at arrow point.
And she wonders why she gets shut down by the royal house. They're like, girl, you can't start saying that stuff. Come on.
They're like, Amber, you have to stop talking about the arrows and the dungeons on your blog. It's not protocol.
It's not royal protocol. It's not part of your Aldovia initiative problem, okay? So anyway, point being, everyone is just like the wedding. It's replace wedding with baby. Everyone's obsessed with this freaking baby. And Amber's just like wanting to bring Aldovia in 21st century, not having it.
All right, so just after we kind of have this little catch up and we see what's going on, we see now that in present day, Amber is incredibly pregnant. She's got a baby on board.
I want to know how that happened. I really do.
They're the most
a lot of questions because I've
couple.
never seen them kiss. I've never seen them be we talked about this last episode. They literally hate each other.
I have it in my notes again. I'm like, they still seem like the most sexless couple. So maybe they did like royal protocols, just like transferring the sperm into the egg
They take
medically,
it way too
and they don't
seriously.
actually
Right?
have to touch bodies.
Amber's like, I don't care about sex. I just care about getting the story. I just care about bringing Aldovia to the 21st century. Get your penis out of my face.
I do not have time. I do not have time for penises. I just got to get this blog out. So they're just doing all the things that you would do normally to prepare for a baby. And they're getting an ultrasound, and it's Amber and Richard and the doctor. And then all of a sudden, a whole entire wall opens up, and the entire royal family comes into the room with her up on that bed. I think maybe she's prisoner at this point.
Because she's getting an ultrasound at the castle.
At the castle.
She's getting an ultrasound
I thought
at
she
the
was in a
castle.
doctor's office.
Nope, she's in the lobby of the castle. The queen's having a press conference in the back.
She's like part of the press conference while she's getting her ultrasound. She's like, I don't have time. I don't have time to get an ultrasound. I got other stuff to do. Who's going to implement the tech, you guys? Do not have time.
I sign this tech bill. She's just doing so much while she's getting the ultrasound. But yes, the whole family walks in and they just all are trying to know, again, the sex of the baby and the name.
Can you, I just can't imagine that sort of like boundaryless pregnancy situation, just no privacy, whatever. And they're also doing what they call musical enrichment while the baby's in utero. And it's like them playing music, for the baby so that it has like a pleasant stay in the womb. The reason I bring it up is because just like Amber and Richard's wedding dance was the Nutcracker, and musical enrichment is also the Nutcracker. So I'm thinking maybe they could do that without any, copyright violations.
That baby just comes out loving Christmas.
And at one point, Richard catches her indulging in some donuts outside. She's like hiding behind the pillar.
Because she's quirky and weird and she loves
that?
donuts.
She tries to hide them, and then she's like, don't judge my crazy cravings. Guys, it's donuts.
Oh, bitch, it's a donut. Everybody, you don't have crazy cravings. That's just called being human. You just want a donut.
You don't even have to be pregnant to want a donut.
They did not. I mean, if they're really going to make her quirky, have her eating like anchovies with like ice cream or something. But like, she's just like, no, right. I'm eating a chocolate donut. I'm so bad. And he's like, Amber, this isn't royal protocol. You talked about the Aldovia initiative is to ban donuts.
You should have been eating meat jelly.
He just comes out with a tray of meat jellies. Let's feed the baby meat jellies.
Thinking of being pregnant and watching meat jelly jiggle makes me want to vomit.
So gross.
They go on, of course, the royal sleigh ride that they have to engage in every year at Christmas time because that's just protocol.
They're like, hey, call up Queen of Narnia. We need her sleigh again.
Hey, we need a favor. Can we use that sleigh one more time? So they, this sort of sets the tone. They're trying to figure out how they're going to move forward because Richard grew up in a royal setting where he was overly spoiled and overly protected. And Amber's like, listen, I was riding the subway when I was 8 years old, which, I mean,
that seems dangerous. That seems a little dangerous. But her dad definitely seems like the one that would do it. She's doing the books on the subway. She's all stressed out with her briefcase, like doing all the books.
She doesn't even go to school. He keeps her out of school so she can just
She's just
work
like a
at the
stressed out
cafe.
8-year-old. Like,
I gotta do the numbers for my dad's cafe.
She's got a pencil behind her ear.
You know what? The numbers just aren't adding up, which means something's not right.
I also didn't go to second grade, so I may not have basic addition skills, but I think there's a problem. So anyway, she's saying, I rode the subway. Like, I was a really independent kid. I wasn't spoiled at all. Can we figure out some way that we can sort of meet in the middle? And so you can tell that they're really coming together, not only to bring Aldovia into the 21st century, but also to sort of, raise the royal child in a different way than they've ever been raised before. And I'm curious to see how that's going to go for them.
You seem really excited about that. But yes, it's totally setting the stage for this royal baby and what's going to happen. And we're learning that they can work together and they can both follow royal protocol together. Maybe.
I also think, is this the point where we should say that we find out at the end of this baby prep montage that, you guys, Simon has been dating Amber's friend Melissa from home, who came for their wedding. They hit it off.
We saw them hit it off at their wedding. At the end of their wedding, they were in the conga line together, just dancing. I'm surprised no one still kicked Simon out.
They have more sexual attraction than
they should have been
Amber
the main,
and Richard.
They should have been the main focus of this whole movie because they very much do. And I would like to side note that Simon, the actor who plays him, full on had a little lip piercing because it's so. Now that you got these HD movies, he has pure under the lip piercing. Simon was
funny.
crazy. He was crazy.
I know. I want to know more about Simon's backstory. Also, he's just the cousin, and he's still living at the palace, and I feel a little lost. Like, where are his parents? And
Sophia took everything in the 12-hour marriage, okay? Sophia took everything in the 12-hour marriage. He has nothing. He has to live in that castle now. Jesus.
You're right. It was a real messy divorce.
All right, so now that we've got the basics down of Prince Richard and Amber and what they're going to do with this royal damn baby and Aldovia being in the 21st century, the initiatives, the tech, everything, we're introduced to the main plot of this wonderful movie. And let me tell you guys, it gets real weird. You thought the
if you
decree
thought
and
economic collapse was a wild ride.
Economic collapse and a decree and a royal eggcorn is bad. Wait till you hear what comes up. So, turns out that in 1419...
Oh, also, we get to see this as a flashback, just for the visual.
Oh,
we get to see.
And it's a flashback because they had the budget for it and they went for it. So it's imagine, sepia tone back in the day, 1419, you guys. Apparently, Aldovia, the royal country that it was with its tens of armies, used to be at war with its fellow country, Panglia. And the Panglians, who are very, very... very different in culture, look, everything from Aldovia. They were at war for a long time, you guys. And in 1419, the night of Christmas Eve night. The night of Christmas Eve in 1419.
Midnight of Christmas Eve, so like Christmas Day, I guess, technically. You get what we're saying.
You know what? You get what it's Christmas time. The Panglians and the Aldovians signed the Panglian-Aldovian Treaty of Peace. And guess what, guys? They've signed it every 100 years on the night of Christmas as a ceremonial, representation of this Treaty of Treaty that they're allies.
This Treaty of Treaty.
Did I say that?
This Treaty of Treaty.
This Treaty of Peace, that they are allies and friends. And it's like this ceremonial thing. And it doesn't really make any sense. If you're as lost as we are, it really doesn't. But we see a lot of Aldovia's history. They haven't moved out of that 1419. They're still stuck in that world.
It's really bizarre because they're like, we have to sign this every 100 years. It's a ceremony, but it also, not only is it ceremonial, it's also very practical because if we don't re-sign this treaty, like, we have to go to war. I don't...
So yeah, the queen is telling him, the queen is sitting there. My favorite part is the queen is the one telling Amber and, Richard obviously knows the story. He's royal. He grew up with it, all right? Amber's the one being introduced to it. And she's like, and every year they sign it as a ceremony. But she does say, yeah, you know what? But we do have to go to war if it's not signed at midnight on Christmas. But then Amber butts in and she goes,
I'll be the first queen to sign it.
And the queen's like, so mad. She crumples up her fist. She's like, yeah,
That's what I said. I'm like, I think
yeah, I guess you would be the first queen, but nobody said anything about it. Nobody said you'd be signing it, bitch. But if the first queen's going to sign, it's going to be me, okay?
Can I at least bring my bullhorn?
Can I at least hype the process?
Welcome, everyone, sign the treaty! The first queen to sign the treaty with Panglia!
And she just goes back to her job that she's good at, But it is really funny because the queen is so mad. She's like, you know what? I could have been the first queen if I would have just... Apparently, all I have to do is say something.
I said the same thing. I was like, is this old queen a little bit jealous because Amber gets to be the first queen to sign it?
Well, she also inserts herself. Like, Amber just presumptuously is like, I'm going to be the first
Mhm.
queen to sign it, right? And everyone's like,
So never before has a queen signed this treaty. It's always just been the queen. Never before has a queen signed the queen's treaty that the queen's only signed the queen's queen. Listen, Amber's on my brain. She wants to be everywhere and doing everything.
I know, that's what's so annoying about her is she literally, if you think about it, if you take a step back, she was not even a writer from New York. She was an editor at a place, and she's literally inserting herself in royal like customs, traditions, economics, policies, and she's so in everyone's face. She's like annoying at this point. She's like a weasel. It's like, Amber, sit down, have the baby.
A Mexican weasel?
She's a little Chauncey. Pop out your baby, enjoy your time off, stop getting in the royal business, just like chill out. Or at least pick a lane and stick with it. Like, if you want to do tech, if you want to do the tech charities and you want to get this Aldovia initiative and do the tech campaigns, and just stick with that. Just do that. Just focus on that. Just stay out of the treaty. Just...
You really need to be in the treaty too.
Sign it, girl. This is Richard's like, girl, this is just like a tradition. Like, it's all
really
just ceremonial.
Not that big of a deal.
It's all just ceremonial, except for the queen's
I
like,
mean,
actually, it's not.
I was just gonna say, is it ceremonial?
Actually, it's not ceremonial. Because if it's not signed at exactly midnight on Christmas, we go to war with Banglia. We literally start killing each other that moment. Sorry, that's what happens. That's what the treaty is. So I guess it's not ceremonial.
People are just standing on the border. Just waiting.
The whole
counting
countries
down.
are waiting.
It's midnight. You go for it.
So-
They say that it keeps allies between, like it keeps Panglia and Aldovia allies. And I just died because I'm like, nobody is asking Aldovia to go to battle. It's like, it'd be like someone throwing rocks in the middle of a gunfight. Like, Aldovia is not bringing any firepower.
Get the Aldovia wolves.
They're not bringing an army.
The wolves are covered in armor. They're like, go get them, boys. And then the wolves all just get shot immediately. And they're like, okay, well, that was our whole
Everybody
army.
rides in on sleighs.
It is full Queen of Narnia. Amber's like full giant icicle queen thing on the
I was
sleigh.
just like, I think everybody's going to be okay with that Aldovia, but okay. They're such
But now that I
precious
think about
allies.
it is really funny because the whole time they're like, it's ceremonial, but it's really not ceremonial. Like, if they don't sign the treaty, they go to war.
The whole time they're like, we're going to have to go to battle. Like, it's such a serious stake. Like, these are real stakes right now. It seems like fun and games. Amber's excited she gets to be the first girl to sign this. But also, Amber, everyone will die if you don't.
Like, kind of like last year. Kind of like last year when we went to an economic collapse. Kind of like that.
That's great.
It's
Really,
ridiculous.
there's
It's
never
so
a
stupid.
middle ground with Aldovia. It's very 0 to 100 situation.
They go for it. So yeah, they have to sign this treaty, and now the Panglians are coming. The royalty of the Panglian nation are coming to sign this, do this ceremonial / not ceremonial treaty signing. And
It's
Amber's
Queen and King Ming are their names.
you get it. King and Queen Ming are coming. And so, yeah, Amber learns about this. She's excited to sign it. She inserts herself. She's going to be the one to sign it. The queen's raging mad because she could have been the first queen to sign it. But that's neither here nor there. So the next day, we meet in a very, very royal, what do you call it? Secession? No. In a very royal procession? Procession?
Well, they have the arrival party. So part of the ceremony is that when the king and queen arrive from Panglia, they have this special like welcome party.
Well, no, I'm
And
talking
at
about when
this-
they actually arrive to the castle. It's like
Oh yeah.
3 people. And the reason I'm only bringing it up is because you know right away, Amber's out there again, inserting herself in front of Richard. She's like the first one out there in her fucking Converse. And the queen of Panglia gets out, and you guys, she's not fucking around. She immediately throws sass right at Amber. And you're like, oh, Ming, you are a bitch. Queen Ming, you are a bitch.
Dude, Ming's she's watching the clock. She's like, I will kill a bitch at midnight.
Get that pen ready. I'm not here to fuck around. That needs to be signed right at midnight, guys. I am the queen of Panglia. We don't fuck around. And the queen even tells Amber, she kind of whispers in her ear, like, they're really traditional. Like, they're old school. So good luck with that.
I would watch watch that. Inserting yourself into every situation thing you do. Just, tread
So needless
lightly.
to say, they meet the king and queen Ming. And they also meet Well, Amber's like, oh, nice to meet the king and queen, but also, who's that? And she looks over her shoulder, and there's this little minx over there, and they're like, oh, that's Lynn. She's our little helper girl. But Lynn, she's got a twinkle in her eye. She's a little fox. She's a little minx.
She's being underestimated as just sort of like their assistant, but she's a lot smarter than people are giving her
Get your eye on Lynn.
for.
I've got my eye on Lynn. I think Amber has her eye on Lynn, too.
They all proceed to have, like I was saying earlier, they have this procession. Colin's talking about Amber pushes her way to the front of the line, and then they have this party. And at this party, Amber takes Queen Ming aside, and she says, "Have you heard of the modernization plan of Aldovia that I came up with?"
And Queen Ming's like, yeah, unlike you, I was born into royal blood and I keep track of all of my countries, bitch. I got you in line. I know everything you're doing. And she also throws some shade and says,
It seems royals marrying outside of the noble classes has become quite fashionable.
I did not catch that, but Ming is ready
she
to
throws
throw down.
I think Ming does not want that treaty signed. I think Ming is ready to take over Aldovia, get their wolves.
She's just postponing the ceremony.
She is, but Ming, you can tell she's just like, she sits up straight. She's just really hoity-toity. She's got a feather in her hat, an actual feather in her hat, and she is just ready to slice with her tongue.
The reason she brings it up is because she's like, listen, I really want to be the first queen to sign this treaty. I have a feeling that you would also want to be the other first queen to sign the treaty. Since we're being progressive, we could both sign it together. And the queen's like, well, that's never happened in the history of our countries. And she's like, yeah, well, people who follow rules don't make history.
Oh, And she's like, I think Ming should have just put Amber in her place at that point. She'd have been like, girl, you worked at an editor in New York. You know nothing about foreign politics.
You actually just write a blog. So
don't you write a blog called Amber's Blog? Like, you couldn't even think of a more original title. Like, I'm Dick and Prince Richard, like something. Girl, come on. Like, you couldn't think
Dick
of
and
anything.
Dick, you mean? I'm Dick and Dick.
I'm Dick and Dick. Actually, yeah, she could be Dick and Prince Richard. But I think she just later. But anyway, Ming is classy.
Well, because
She
Dick
just
is short for Richard.
No, I know, but I was saying Amber's Dick and Prince Richard. But wouldn't it be Prince Richard's Dick and Amber? Technically.
Oh, that's true.
I guess.
mean, you
I don't know.
They could.
I don't know.
They
She,
could do some
oh, you know
other
she.
things.
You know she's the one that takes the royal protocol not seriously in the bedroom.
They
I'm
tear
getting
up
you
those
pregnant,
treaties
Richard.
when it's sex time.
I know, right? All right. Meanwhile, at this party, while Amber and Queen Ming are just throwing down on the sofa about the Aldova initiative and traditions, there's two really important things that we want to bring up. A, Emily, who we are rooting for this whole time. We were rooting for her to overthrow the crown in the last movie, okay?
She needs to be the bitch in charge.
She needs to be the bitch in charge. So she obviously, because everyone has to be paired up, which we will also learn in a second, Melissa is now with Simon, and yada, yada, yada. So Tom, the boy that Emily was supposed to kiss in the play that got shut off because of the Aldovia crisis, he is, of course, paired up with Emily at this party because I guess now anybody can just join in royal affairs,
Oh, I'm sure he's moved in. I'm sure he's in a spare bedroom somewhere
Right.
next to Simon.
He's all, I want to bring Aldovia into the 22nd century. He's just fighting with Amber all the time. So anyway, I just want to bring this up because Emily's got some serious game. So the queen is sitting there and she's like, oh, we love Christmas. We would have a Christmas tree in every room if we could. And then Emily looks at Tom and she's like,
We have quite a bit of mistletoe too.
winks. She doesn't wink, but I would just want her to. But she says it real sassy and Tom's like, oh, okay.
She definitely isn't age 9 to 13 anymore.
She's definitely in the maybe 19 to 25-ish range now. She wants that kiss under that mistletoe.
Also, Colin, are you the queen of Aldovia? A Christmas
Why?
tree in every room?
Oh, me and the queen.
Have you not told me that you're running a small country in Europe?
I would be the queen of Aldovia. I'd just be up there with my wine in my hand like,
Let's hear it for Emily.
Don't ruin the festivities.
oh, I would. My whole country's on fire. I'm like, this isn't very festive. Popping another bottle of champagne. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Just put another log on the fire. Let's sing some Christmas carols. So Emily's got some sweet game. She's definitely, getting that. But also another really important thing is that someone enters the room and they enter abruptly. They literally push someone over and enter the room as the guy is announcing his name. You guys, Sahil, the wedding dressmaker from number 2.
He's back. night.
He showed up, and guess who he's with? Because everyone has, you can't be alone on Christmas. You have to have a partner. He is with
It's Andrew.
Amber's sassy gay friend. It is there. Okay, here's the thing, though. Katie and Sunny were talking about this. They wanted to, like, make it a gay couple, but they couldn't really commit. Right. So you think that they're dating, but they just are literally business partners.
I think that their business relationship is definitely a euphemism for their romantic relationship.
Oh, for sure.
Because at the end of the last one, it was very clear sparks were flying. But yeah, I just think maybe they weren't brave enough to fully commit to having a gay couple. So, you know, they just have a couple that's totally intertwined in each other's lives 24 hours a day because of their, quote, business.
And as we thought when they got introduced, well, first, let me say that I was like, why the fuck is Sahil here? Nobody liked him. Why is he here?
No one had fun with Sahil. Nobody.
No, Sahil didn't do his job. He didn't make a wedding dress.
Wasn't endearing at all.
No, he was the worst. Literally, even Amber's like, oh, great. I'm happy to see you again,
who let this guy
Sahil.
in?
Thanks. And she's also totally surprised that her friend Andrew's there.
Yeah, she's like, oh, wait, did you guys?
You know what?
Is something happening with you guys?
I'm starting to think that they're not very good friends, you know? He's like, I didn't get to Zoom call you, but psych.
They didn't talk in the last year.
We didn't talk
in the last
year,
entire year.
But I'm here to throw your baby shower with this guy that you hate named Sahil, and we're kind of together, but / business partners. I don't know. Surprise. So yeah, he's there to throw her like this wonderful baby shower, and I guess I don't know, give her pregnancy outfit. I don't know.
I want to see what Sahil has planned for the baby's first outfit. That's what I want to see.
Oh, after
he's got some sketches.
After that hideous wedding dress he gave her, he just wraps the baby in paper towel. He's like, here it is. I'm a creator.
It's very modern.
So anyway, that's the end of the night. Well, there is one other important thing to bring up because we get a little peep into the royal protocol after the party when the doors are closed because Richard and Amber go back to their suite, their giant suite, which actually they upgraded, okay? Their room is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I will admit. But you guys, we just get a little insight into their relationship because she's like, Richard, I need your help so bad. And he's like freaking out like something's wrong and he runs in. Guess what, guys? She's so pregnant, she can't get her slipper on. She can't get her little slipper on because she's so pregnant. And she's trying to get it with her little toe.
2 minutes of her trying to get her foot into that shoe.
I know. I'm like, Amber, you're pregnant. You're not paralyzed. Come on. You can move the rest of your body.
I was for sure like I've been pregnant 3 times, like heavily pregnant. And you know what? I could get my shoe on. It's a little bit of a pain. But I wasn't like I couldn't use my arms.
Nope.
It wasn't like I couldn't bend
She's just
over.
trying so hard. And so the only reason we're bringing this up is because just like we had a Beauty and the Beast moment in the first one, we have a very Cinderella moment. He like grabs her foot and slips on the slipper. It's so stupid, you guys. We hate it.
I think by stupid you mean romantic.
Well, I do think it's romantic because there is a Christmas tree. There's 10 Christmas trees in their apartment.
You're like, I don't care what happens as long as there's Christmas trees in the background. Like I said, gotta be in my eye line at all times.
All right, guys. After that really endearing little can't get my slipper on Cinderella moment, because Amber's just so quirky, there's 2 major things happening outside. So it is December 22nd. That is 3 days before Christmas, for those of you who don't know. And outside, there is a blizzard brewing, a hardcore blizzard. And then we get a shot of the royal, I don't know, treaty chamber. I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a room with a couple chairs and the treaty. And because there's no fucking security in this castle, as we learned from the past 2 episodes, no security, no CCTV.
Not a person roaming the halls.
Not one single person roaming the halls. Someone opens the door of the treaty room, and you guys, they steal the 500-year-old Penglian-Eldovian treaty. You know, we already went over what's going to happen if that treaty's not signed. We don't have to say it again. This is big fucking news.
This is full out war.
This is big fucking... Queen Ming is all in her full chainmail. She's ready with her bow and arrow. She's like, I was ready for this.
Amber's got the bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Amber's the only one that... Well, Emily, too, because Emily shot that bullseye in the first one. So Emily's in her... She's just ready. They've got their full...
Well,
target.
Emily's gonna do, like, cyber warfare. She's gonna be... in the middle of any given room, just
she wheels in. She's like,
should I get into the Penglian mainframe and destroy all of their armies?
And they're like, okay, Emily, cool it. You broke into one website.
Between making out with Tom, she's got...
She comes in, her hair's all ruffled. She's got mistletoe all in her hair. She's like, well, should I break into the mainframe? They're like, go, girl, what have you been doing under that mistletoe?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Regardless, someone has stolen it, but nobody in the castle knows that, you guys, okay? So only we as viewers know that, and we're all on the edge of our seat like who it is.
Right. We can't wait to see how they find out.
The next day, tens of people are here for this signing. I actually can't even say tens of people because it's only the main. It's Sahil and Andrew, who somehow no one knew was coming.
Why would they be there?
No one knew these two were coming.
100-year ceremony. And the freaking baby shower planners are at it.
So they've got Sahil and Andrew, who literally just showed up last night, that are at this 100-year ceremony. They've got Melissa and Simon, who no one trusts Simon. They all hate him, and he tried to overthrow the kingdom.
He's tried to steal the kingdom.
And then they've got Grinch Face and Emily. I'm surprised Tom's not there.
And Mr. Little, the helper, that's
and
like
Mr.
the
Little,
other.
and
she's like Miss Grinch Face's like partner, I guess.
Yeah,
Not
they're
life
like-
partner, but like work partner.
yeah, work partner. They're like the equivalent. And then we've got Lynn, that little minx that came with the Queen and King Ming. So
And I mean, the movie could have visually not like they kind of were stupid because they set up like 40 chairs and then only sent like 8 people to the party. So the disparity of empty chairs feels overwhelming. Like, just set up 8 chairs.
it kind of goes
Just
to the
set up
thing
8
of the
chairs.
beginning of the with the king and the like the whole birther scandal thing. I'm like, there's no press there. Nobody's here to write this down. Like, you could just like say you signed it. Like, the Penguins could have saved themselves a plane ticket and just
Also
I don't know,
very
knock
true.
on there. Said they signed it. Bye. There's no one of official anything here to say that like
No
this happened.
record keepers. Nope.
Emily
No
is also
notaries.
Emily is also moonlighting as the record keeper. She's in the back, typing away. So yeah, there's literally I think 12 people in this room, and nobody important, and nobody of any kind of official status to make any kind of claim that this was signed. And
But
they
can
go
we
to-
also just appreciate that the queen is doing what she does best? Because true to form, she is hyping.
Oh.
She is the MC of this event.
She gets up there full gown again. She's like,
And we're ready to sign this tree.
she's like opening it, confetti, and again, the poor queen. Let down.
I didn't get to sign it, but that's okay. It's moving into the 21st century. Welcome, Queen Amber. 21st century. Gonna sign the tree.
Amber runs down the aisle. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da.
But after the queen gets all of these tens of people riled up, she opens that case. And she's like, fuck me again. I can't keep doing this. I cannot keep getting this kingdom hiked for these hijinks.
You would think that she would have learned at this point just to make sure whatever you're presenting is there to
there.
be presented.
Girl, it's real easy. Just do one. Arrive 5 minutes early and make sure whatever you're hyping is there to hype. This is on you, Queen of Aldovia. I don't even know your name at this point. I still don't think we've ever said her name.
You don't even deserve a name.
Not
You're
deserve a
just
name.
the MC.
It literally 5 minutes. Wake up 5 minutes early, girl. I know you're putting on your gown, your hype gown. Just get down there. a
No,
little
you're finding
early.
your bullhorn and confetti. Just take a quick peek.
She's all stressed out. She's like, got bullhorns and confetti and balloons and everything and like blowers and poppers in her hand. She's like, I gotta get down to that treaty signing. I don't have time.
No one's going to be excited if I'm not there. No one will feel anything about this event. How are they going to know how to feel?
Oh, Queen, we love you. I don't know what your
Oh,
name is. We
Queen.
should figure out her name because I don't think we've said her name once. We just call her Hype Queen. Okay, so everyone's
She's the
like,
best.
when they open it, it's literally like dun dun dun. It's like a close up of everyone's face. Like,
Well,
who could
because
it
they're
be?
going to have to kill each other. And they're like, who's going to move first? Who's going to make the first move?
The only person who's not making that face is Queen Ming, dude. She's
Queen
ready.
Ming.
She's like side-eyeing everyone. Like, yeah, okay. So basically, they're kind of reset. They figure out that the treaty's gone. They all kind of go into their separate rooms to talk about it. But they're going to calm their
I
nerves,
mean-
you guys. What?
Well, I was just going to say, like, at this point, they're kind of trying to figure out who would have taken it, right? So they're turning to each other like, I mean, you didn't take it, right? I mean, you didn't take
Yeah,
it, right?
it's becoming
They're like
a very
having
clue
this
situation. It's becoming very clue.
conversation. And then they're all worried that, they're going to end up in the dungeon. And I'm like, it's too tyrannical to be funny, you guys. It's not cute anymore. They're genuinely worried because Leopold is still down there. He
You don't know where Leopold is. He's a skeleton.
Any sunlight for a whole year. So it's not as cutesy as I think they're making it out to be. But let's also just point out, no one fully trusts Simon either, even though he helped them figure out the whole situation last. And even though he's still living in the palace, of course, he's the first person that everyone's like, I mean, maybe it's Simon. Maybe he's still being a low-down scoundrel. I don't know.
Well, because you also get a little bit that he's still a low-down scandal. What do you say? I don't know. Scoundrel, I think is what you meant to say. Oh, okay. I heard scandal.
I might have said scandal.
He's kind of, so I don't know if we mentioned this, but another reason he's kind of, because obviously Melissa came on Simon's request to be part of the baby shower, I guess. I don't know, which is weird that Amber wouldn't know.
And treaty ceremony.
And part of the treaty signing, this sacred ceremony. But when Lynn arrived, like I said, she's a little minx. Simon knows Lynn, you guys. And they have this little weird kind of like flirtatious back and forth. And Melissa's picking up on it. So you're already being like, okay, Simon, you invited Melissa, Amber's friend here, who's not really Amber's friend because Amber didn't even know she was coming. So I don't know. I don't know anymore who's friends with who.
I also just want to say there's this quick moment in the movie where Lynn's like, Simon, like, what are you doing? What's your official position? Why are you in the castle? And he's like, oh, it's, and I quote, cousin to the king, but I'm working all angles.
Simon, you've got to get a better pitch, buddy. Not a good way to
Come on,
impress
bud.
the ladies. So anyway, you're like, oh, Simon he's a scoundrel because he's like with this Melissa girl and now he's like flirting with this Lynn girl. And so you kind of get that impression. But yes, that's true. It becomes a Clue situation because there's only tens of people in this movie. No staff in the castle except for these people. It becomes like, who did it? Who done it? Who done it?
And everybody's stressed out and they're off to, of course, Amber's off to solve the mystery. Simon, however, is tasked with entertaining the king and queen while everybody goes to find out where it went. And I don't know, they choose a really fun game. What do you want to tell us about that game?
So remember how earlier we told you about Amber going to her estate dinners and knowing everything about royal trivia? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's an old Aldovian game where you have to answer Aldovia royal trivia and it's somehow you win. Like you get these ornaments and then you put these ornaments on a tree and the more ornaments you get this star. And if you star the tree, you win. I got that just from the gist of the game. But that's what it is. So they all sit around and they all have to answer Aldovia royal history trivia.
Can we just maybe circle back to the last movie where the past was so self-involved they didn't care that their country was burning? Because how self-involved do you have to be that there's an entire game about your family's trivia and you're asking the king and queen from an entirely different country to play your game and answer questions.
Oh, we didn't need to say that. The king and queen of Panglia.
History.
Yes, it's the king and queen of Panglia that Simon is forced to entertain. But I just think it would be real awkward when she pulls the card like, what is the treaty that's signed every 100 years? Oh, and everyone just kind of looks around like, oh, let's skip that one. This one's not very festive. Let's skip this question.
Definitely not
Everyone's
festive.
just like, gets kind of quiet.
We're all going to die in 24 hours.
Too soon. All right, so where do you guys think Amber's doing? If there's a treaty that's stolen, Amber gets up in front of everyone. You guys, if a treaty's gone, it must be stolen. Means it's not here.
Someone took it.
If a treaty's not here, means someone took it. They're like, okay, Amber, good quote. Amber
and she
is
tells
just
Richard that she's got this is like basic investigative journalism 101. She says like, it's got to be one of us. That's literally what she says. This is investigative journalism 101. If it's not here, someone took it. And it's got to be one of us because we're all here.
Amber, you get it, girl. You live your dreams. You bring it into the 21st century with your really good quotes. So she's like, instantly, she's like, I'm going to go. She gets full Scooby-Doo and she's just scurrying around the castle, just trying to figure out who it is.
Don't worry. She has enough time to be micromanaging Melissa's love life because in the middle of trying to find this like 600-year-old artifact to, keep her country from going to war, she stops Melissa and she's like, hey, I love you. You're my friend. We Zoom at least once a month. But here's the thing. I actually don't think you should trust Simon. I don't think he's good for you. Melissa is like, listen, I do get a little insecure because of the whole royalty thing, sure, but we're in love. I don't know how you've missed this in the last year. Even with our monthly Zoom calls, it's never come up. I have never once mentioned Simon's name, but we really love each other. So Amber's like, all right, fine. I've had enough to work.
I didn't even know you were coming. Okay? You're in my castle. You're up in my business. You're with my husband's cousin who's a snake. Like, come on. Okay. See, he'll surprise me. Now you, now Andrew. What's going on?
I think when you're pregnant, this many surprises may not be great for your blood pressure, but I'm not Amber. I don't know. Amber seems like she can handle anything that comes her way.
Oh, for sure.
So meanwhile, Emily, who is now also the kingdom historian on top of everything else, she has found something in the history books.
She's hacked the kingdom's mainframe.
And she's found something really important. Not only did she find that if the treaty isn't signed by midnight on Christmas Eve, they have to return to a state of war. There is a whole other part of this that if it isn't signed, it will curse the firstborn child of the king and queen. To her mom, she's like, hey, I don't know if you've seen this, but actually there's a whole addendum to the war thing. It'll also result in a cursed baby. And the queen's like, oh yeah, people used to believe in this stuff a long time ago. So, it's just crazy talk. And I'm like, you literally believe that if you don't sign this arbitrary treaty ceremony, you're all going to go to war? So are you that evolved? Wasn't that crazy?
This is where her loving, great, it's just not that festive. She literally is like, oh, girl, that's crazy talk. Shut up. Go do something. Go break into a mainframe.
Do you have something I can hype?
Do you have something I can hype? I don't have time for this. That's not real. And Emily's like,
Definitely
yeah, it says
can't
it right
hype this.
here. And the queen's like, yeah, man, curses used to be all the rage in Eldovia. Not so much anymore. Come on, let's go. Let's go eat some jelly beets.
It's been nothing but sunshine since this happened. No economic collapses. Nothing bad has happened since we started signing this treaty. It's been fine.
Being the little hustler that she is, she goes straight to Amber and she's like, hey, hi. I probably shouldn't tell you this, but yeah, your baby's gonna be cursed if that treaty's not signed. Sorry.
She literally says, I shouldn't tell you this, and then proceeds to tell her that. So good job,
And Amber's
Emily.
like stressed, like still with her magnifying glass looking around because she doesn't really know what she's doing. She just thinks she does. And then poor Emily, she's just like, girl, your baby's gonna be cursed too. By the way, not only gonna have to fight off the
she's
penguins
making it a
at
lot
midnight, we also gonna have a cursed baby. Okay, sorry to put that on your
She's
plate.
going to have the spawn of Satan coming out of her while she is actively trying to defend herself in a war. So
And Amber's like,
thanks,
great,
Emily.
great. Another thing I gotta investigate journalism with.
So Amber goes investigate journalism. Is that what you said?
I was trying to say. Amber's like, great. Another thing I have to investigate with my journalism. I don't know.
journalism.
You get it.
what
Journalistic
you were
investigate.
saying.
It's just another thing on our plate. She has to investigate. This is fucking curse. That's what I meant.
So she remembers that earlier Sahil had insulted the treaty because aesthetically the treaty is old and he does not think it's very stylish. And so she's like,
'Cause
number
he's
one,
obviously very stylish. Gay and stylish and sassy.
So she goes to Sahil's room looking for it. She's like, if anybody took it, it's him. He thought it was hideous. Of course he would have taken it. He wants to alter it somehow.
Also,
So
no
she's
one likes Sahil.
through
I don't
his
like
stuff.
him. Why is he here?
Nobody does.
What country does
Nobody
Sahil come from?
does.
Huh? Is he the penguins' ally? What's going on?
Yeah, is he just going to be Switzerland in this whole fight once it starts? He's like, I'm not from either of these places. Like, I do not have a dog in this fight. Can I just withdraw from the conflict? Is that okay? Or can I design everyone's battle uniforms? Like,
He just makes
Is there
Andrew
something
do
else I
it
can
because
do?
Andrew's his business partner, so he just orders him to do it.
so this is my favorite part. The whole reason I'm bringing this up is she is searching through Sahil's room frantically looking for the treaty. And Andrew finds her going through everything. And he's like, how dare you? I cannot believe you would breach our privacy and Sahil's privacy like this. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I just had this crazy thought where I thought Sahil may have taken it. And he goes,
It's just we have a multi-million-dollar business now, and Sahil would never put that at risk.
Multi-million dollars. Really?
Yeah, so if you want to write a story, write about us.
Like a puff piece?
Exactly. After the baby, of course.
Of course.
and I'm like, Amber girl, you wrote a blog about riding bikes through the middle of the village.
You've got a blog called Amber's Blog, literally
It's
where you
all
write
a
about
puff
that.
piece.
It's all a puff piece. And I'd be like, oh, write a story about two gays owning a party planning company? Wow.
Talk about progression.
Some people...
Bringing Aldovia into the 21st century.
Wow, people are really going to be blown away by that one.
She's just so like, how dare you suggest I write a puff piece? I'm like, your entire existence is a puff piece, Amber, but okay, let's be offended by it. Whatever.
All right, guys. So there's a side note on top of this. On top of Amber going around worried about her cursed firstborn and the war that's about to start in a couple days. She's got
The
2 days to
inevitable
figure this out.
bloodshed.
She's running around, cluing the whole castle. You have to keep in mind that I said earlier that there's a blizzard a-brewing, okay? And this blizzard is shutting down everything. And I do want to make a side note that you all are probably wondering where Amber's dad is, her really cool, not sleazy New York dad. He can't make it because the blizzard has obviously kept him home. So she calls him.
Right.
This is just a side note, just for shits and giggles. And she calls him and he still can't say Aldovia. He's just like, what are you doing in Aldovia now? And she's like, Dad, come on, dude. I'm the queen of this country. Like, show some respect. So he can't get there. The blizzard's going on, and they just have to kind of make the best of being stuck
I mean,
in this
he's
castle.
also now a Duke of Aldovia, so it seems important.
Yeah,
that...
you need to be there, Dad. Dad, aren't you the Duke of this fucking country? And you can't
You
even
just
say
say
its
it
name? Right? You totally bring up a good point. I'd be like, Dad, get it together, dude.
You want your Dukeness revoked? 'Cause
Actually, no, I think he
can
was
do
an
that.
Earl. He was an Earl.
Oh, it was an Earl. It was
Regardless,
an Earl. Yeah.
Earl Duke, you are an Earl of a country, dude. Learn how
He
to say
needs
its
to know.
name. And he's so sleazy, but he can't get there because it's blizzard. King and Queen Ming are stuck in the castle. Everyone's stuck in the castle. So they're trying to make the best of it, even though war's pending. Ming's got her battle plans out. She's in her tent with her
She's
little chess
strategizing.
pieces on the map. She's full Game of Thrones in it. Amber's like, well, I guess I'll still have my baby shower. And while she's having her baby shower, King Ming and King, I guess, is it King now? I guess he's King. Yeah, King Richard.
Yeah, Richard and King Ming. I also just
We
want to
keep
say
calling him
that
Prince,
they're-
though, but he's King now, I guess. Yeah, King Richard.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's officially king. So before, like, when they decide to have the baby shower, you know, they're like, well, all the people that were supposed to come can't come because of the storm.
Mhm.
But we do have
Mhm.
King and Queen Ming here, and they send a servant to send a formal invitation to the other end of the castle for Queen and King Ming. It's such a weird call. So it's like this, they throw this well, it's Sahil and Andrew. They got a multi-million-dollar business. They can do anything in a day. What am I even saying?
What are you even
But they
saying?
decide to throw this huge baby shower in one day, have time to like calligraphy a formal invite, send it to the other end of the castle for the king and queen to come. And then the whole thing is like balloons and crepe paper. Like these
Mhm.
people are throwing a royal baby shower.
Cadence, it's hello, it's the middle of a blizzard. What are they supposed to do? Amber gets there and she's like, you know what? I am going to write a piece about this. You know what? This is a fucking outstanding baby shower. I'm going to write on Amber's blog a whole piece about this. Are you looking
is
for
the
the best
real
baby
news.
shower planners of all time? Go to Sahil and Andrew. Like, it's so but you're right. It is just silver balloons and that's it.
They're playing a game too. I don't know if you've ever been to a baby shower where they played this game, but it's where there's like baby pictures all on a wall. It's everybody's baby pictures that they bring, and then you have to guess who the baby is. But I don't think anybody in the royal family knows how to play this game, because instead they're just like, that's me. That's me. That's me.
That's a picture of me.
It's just them pointing to pictures of themselves and telling everyone, that's
Here's a
them.
picture of me. There's 10
Good
people
job,
there.
guys.
And they're all from very different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, which I love. Very diverse, but it's pretty easy to figure out who's who.
Yeah, it's not a hard riddle, but whatever. So as Colin was saying, the height of all this bonding is King Richard and King Ming have decided to comically put their heads together to put together a crib, because you guys, the servants can't get there to help them. It's a blizzard, so they have to do it themselves.
Wait, did you say Queen
It's silly.
and King Ming? I think you meant King
I
Richard
met King
and
Richard
King Ming.
and King Ming. Yeah, sorry.
These names are all getting all
I'm
this
scared of
royalty.
Queen Ming. I'm scared of her. She's on my mind.
I know, Queen Ming, she is on the mind. I think what you meant to say, though, is that Queen Ming and Amber at the baby shower are bonding a little bit, okay?
Yes.
Amber has weaseled her way in. She's poked her little Converse
Like
into
she
Queen Ming's
always
face.
does.
She's like, hey, you like these little guys? These are called Converse. And Queen Ming's like, yeah. So they kind of bond a little bit. So Queen Ming her ice shell is melting. And also King Ming and King Richard are in the other room because they have to be separated, obviously, women and men. And they're putting together a crib, but they're not really doing it very well. And they are also bonding. So we're getting a little bit of are we going to go to war? Do we have to go to war?
Kind of. Is there any moment during all of this bonding that they're like, I mean, do we really have to start bloodshed at midnight? Is that really necessary?
I know. Queen Ming's like, I like you. It's too bad I have to kill you at midnight. Too bad the
She's got her
Penglian
cyanide
armies would
necklace on.
destroy you at midnight, Queen Amber.
But
Very
I'll have
bizarre.
this fond memory of putting together this crib as I watch you die.
It's like, you guys, who would even be there to say, like, none of the other country knows, no one was there for the signing, no one knows that this rule exists.
This is
So
obviously
it's-
not televised or reported on in any way.
It's
so
literally
who
them.
knows?
It's literally them that has to uphold this treaty. So they could easily be like, you know what? This treaty doesn't matter.
You know what's good? We're good.
You know what?
I know that you would sign it if you could. Like, I get where you're at. I know where your heart's at.
King Richard's like, you know what? I think my dad left a decree in an old Christmas ornament that says that
Have we checked all the ornaments?
we checked all the ornaments, found another one in a reindeer, says we can abolish this treaty if we had to. If we had to.
It's actually not necessary. Or we can sign, you know, that e-sign document situation. Amber's bringing us into the 21st century with all this tech. Like, let's just sign this bad boy electronically.
If you don't recall at the beginning of the movie, in front of that board meeting, and that's how we're going to do the tech problem.
So I feel like there's lots of ways around this. But you know what? I'm not royalty. I don't know.
I don't know.
I also feel like they could announce to the kingdom, Richard could be like, hey, bad news. We're actually at war with the Penglians now. And they'd be like, hey, what's the sex of your baby? What's the baby's name?
I know, you know the
What's the
Aldovians don't give a
juice?
fuck. They're just like, Penglians? What country is that? Who is that? What are you talking about? We just want to know the sex and name of your baby, buddy. Aldovia really brought it
this is a
up.
mess.
They might have brought that economic downfall on themselves, to be honest. At
I
this
have a
point.
feeling they did.
Because Melissa's a really good friend to Amber, she ditches her baby shower and goes to find Simon, this guy that she apparently really loves. And
Really
she's snooping
loves.
around the castle. And again, because there's no security, she can go into whatever room she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of sees Simon again with Lynn, and they're kind of conspiring. And to the producer and director's credit, Simon is really handsy with Lynn. They're definitely making it look like something's going on.
Yeah, they're generously affectionate with each other.
I don't know about you, but when I watch someone type on a laptop, I always gently hold their back, just my hand resting on their back, because Lynn's on the computer
I
typing
provide
away,
moral support.
right? And Simon just has his hand rested on the small of her back for hours, and I'm like, that's just uncomfortably a long amount of time to put your hand on someone's back. They definitely something's going on.
Especially if it's like, if you're saying like nothing is going on, it's not romantic at all. Like, I don't imagine working with someone in like a business capacity. You'd just be standing there like, great job.
Could you
Let me
imagine?
just give you a little background.
Even if it was someone I
Did you
was
get to the end
in a
of the
relationship
sentence?
with, if someone came up to me and was holding the small of my back while I'm typing, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck out of my back. I gotta type. You're stressing me
Feels
out.
a little
This is-
excessive.
You're invading my space. Anyway, Melissa's snooping around. She's kind of really insecure. She's up on Simon's bones. She sees him with Lynn. They're kind of conspiring. They're typing some stuff. And just like what normal people do after you get done conspiring with someone, Simon grabs the piece of paper they were working on, crumples it up really
It's coming out of the inkjet printer. It's like,
It literally is coming out of the inkjet printer because, again, Amber bought that. 21st century, guys. Amber bought that. She implemented the whole printer system. And he grabs it and he looks at it smugly, crumples it up, and throws it over his shoulder into a trash can and walks out of the room with Lynn. Again, his hand on the small of her back the whole time they're walking out. And
they're
Melissa,
just coworkers.
right? They're just friends, right? So Melissa goes and runs and grabs a piece of paper. Guess what it says? You tell him, Cadence.
Well, I'm just going to save the reveal for the next scene because she does confront Simon.
Okay.
Well, because it's important.
Right,
important.
okay, so she does grab it, but we don't know what, she's like, looks at it, dun dun dun, but we don't know as the viewer.
She
what it
confronts Simon. She's like, hey, I feel like something's going on with Lynn. He's like, listen, we dated a long time ago, but what you're seeing now is absolutely not romantic. Like, we're just coworkers. It's totally, we're just working on stuff. Don't worry about it. But she doesn't believe him. So she takes the piece of paper to King Richard and, of course, to Amber, because investigative journalism 101.
Would you believe Simon either? You'd be like, coworkers? What the hell are you talking about? You literally introduced yourself as the king's cousin. Like, what are you working on?
He's
what are you
working
and Lynn?
all angles, Colin.
He was. He did say he was working all angles. I'm like, coworkers, what are you and Lynn, the bookkeeper for Panglia? What are you working on together during Amber's baby shower?
Well, you don't know the angle. You don't know the angle.
I don't know the angle.
So she hands it to Richard, and she's like, I think that there's something up. So this is when we find out from this singular piece of paper, just like when we found out everything about Meadowlark was written just on one single web page and all the information was there.
Just like we found out about Richard being adopted on one top secret document in the king's drawer.
Actually true. As other movies have shown, the pattern will be a bunch of information relevant is on one singular page. And when he opens up, it says that Aldovia is 5 billion euros is in debt. Or no, it's a billion euros in debt. But Richard is like, hey, actually, it used to be 5 billion in our economy because of me. It's now booming. So like, it's not going to be $1 billion. It's just going to be gone. Like, this is not that big of a deal. However, because Simon and Lynn are talking about it, maybe they're trying to get like some sort of blackmail over the kingdom of Aldovia. Like, they're trying to sabotage our finances somehow. They can't quite nail down what they're trying to do, but it feels like information. And none of us really do.
All of us
right?
watching this movie are a little bit lost at this point. We're like, okay, well, we kind of understood that it would be probably. This is a surprising number because in the last movie, literally wolves were pulling people out of their homes and eating them. You shut down the power in the middle of a kid's play. Like, Aldovia was in pretty bad shape. 5 billion doesn't seem like that bad of a number.
Because you've got like, you know, the treaty's not being signed. It's been stolen. So you've got, not only is it stolen, it's not being signed. You've got impending war. You've got a curse on a baby. Now you've got this financial document floating around. And Lynn thinks that the Aldovians have hidden the treaty so they can renegotiate the terms of the treaty. And I'm like, there is no renegotiating. All the treaty means is that you guys are allies. The only other negotiations, we're no longer allies and we have to kill each other. And Aldovia doesn't want that. They have 10 people in their country. So it's like, what do they gain out of renegotiating the treaty? They have made this plot so fucking convoluted. There are 20 things riding on the line of this stupid treaty.
Could you imagine going to the White House and just like meeting someone you haven't seen, you used to date, and then just being like, let's spend a couple minutes on a laptop, and you print out a piece of paper and it's like, America's debt is 23,000 million trillion dollars, and you're like, got it here on a piece of paper. It's all here. Here it is.
All here on
the
one
entire number
piece of paper.
Because everything is just added up right then on a laptop in 5 minutes. But yes, it's so ridiculous. This treaty, everything about it, it's so bizarre.
So of course, this moment where everything is going wrong, Amber goes into labor. And they call the doctor, but because there's a what happening outside?
A blizzard. That's Queen of Aldovia yelling over her blowhorn. The one thing she can hype.
Oh, geez. She's just hyping the snow even. So the doctor gets on the icy roads. She's driving recklessly fast to get there. And because of that, she slides on ice and runs into a snowbank.
She's scared as fuck. She's going to be put in the dungeon if she doesn't get there in time to deliver that baby. She's like, I'm leaving my family on Christmas to get deliver this royal fucking baby because if I don't, Amber will hold me at Arrow Point and put me in the dungeon. I already had to go out there and give her sonogram in the royal palace in the lobby. Like, she's stressed out.
The whole time she's doing the sonogram, someone's behind her with an arrow to her back. They're like, now what's the sense of
It's
this,
Emily.
baby?
She's like, what's the name of the baby? She got real cockney. They get real cockney.
Will this be a cast?
Where's that damn baby's name?
No, now she's Australian.
I know. I went a little Australian. Went from cockney to Australian.
She's the master of disguise.
It's Emily, dude. She breaks into mainframe.
She can do anything.
She can do anything. Anyway,
you're right. The doctor's terrified for her life.
That's why she's driving recklessly. She got to deliver that fucking baby.
She's got to get there. And I mean, if the baby's, she will end up in the dungeon. The country will end up at war. Like, the baby will be cursed, and Aldovia will never get out of debt. So there's a lot.
It's all riding on the
this
doctor right now, and she kind of knows that. She knows half of it. Surprised she wasn't at the signing of the treaty. But anyway, yes, she crashes because
You're
she's
right.
driving.
Her panic is just, it's overwhelming, and she runs into a snowbank. I get it. I feel for that doctor now. I get it. She's got a lot going on. And Richard has to go save her. He has to go find her in the snowstorm. So Amber needs to, like, labor alone, but don't
labor
fear.
alone. Could you imagine being the doctor having to make that call? She's already scared for her life. She's going to be stuck in the dungeon. She's like,
I was really panicking because of this whole war thing and delivering your cursed baby boy, baby girl, I don't know. And it got to me and I ran into a snowbank.
Amber just kills her.
She's just like, Richard, don't even try. Just take the bow and arrow. I just want to know. I just want to know she's gone by the time
Let
you
the wolves
back.
get her. Let the Aldovian wolves eat your face.
And he rides out there on the sleigh to
Amber just
assassinate
turns into
the
a
doctor.
cold-hearted bitch. The wolves will get you now, doctor.
I would have loved to see that ending play out because it's all, this has gotten so up its own butt. Like,
It makes
doesn't
no sense.
even know
At this
where
point,
it's
it's so
at.
stupid. Okay, yes. Okay, so
So
the doctor
Queen
does
is-
call. The point being is
Right,
the
right,
doctor
right. Well-
does call, and that's how Richard has to go save her because she does say, "Hey, I got so stressed out, I crashed in a ditch. It's a fucking blizzard outside. I gotta.
If
your
you
demon
could send
baby's
the
on the way."
king to save me, that would be super helpful.
Hey, there's no one else that can come do this except for your husband, the king, and he has to do it by horseback. Please.
So he leaves, and this is where we see the bond from Queen Ming and Amber starting to really solidify because Queen Ming has spent her years in office volunteering in the maternity ward. And
Raising those army babies. Raising those army babies. She was there supporting the uprising of the Penglian country, but
they're all dressed in little tiny uniforms.
that's either here or there. That's off the books. Yes, she volunteered in the maternity ward.
So they say, she's like, I can take care of this. These are the supplies I need. Guys, one of the supplies she needs is a paint roller with a very good handle.
She really says that. That's not
And I
made
quote,
up.
a very good handle. And of course, it's like, oh, I know who has a paint roller because we own a multi-million-dollar company. So we actually take our paint rollers everywhere we go.
And they all have really
So-
good handles.
And only the best because we have a multi-million-dollar company in case you don't remember. So they all have the best handles. So I'm going to go grab Sahil's very good paint roller. I'll be right back. He brings a paint roller, and that's the queen's solution, is to loosen the muscles on Amber's back and hips by rolling the paint roller up and down her back. It's
I mean,
amazing.
if it has to have a good handle, she's rolling pretty hard. Like, girl, that's a little too much pressure if you have to have a good the handle's all bent. She's like, not strong enough. Not a good enough handle. Get another one. Amber's like, you're really pushing really hard.
Ow.
Seems like you're kind of trying to sabotage the pregnancy and take over Aldovia.
It seems like maybe you're trying to renegotiate the terms of the treaty.
She's all, why does the paintbrush have spikes on it? It's really hurting.
Why is my whole back bleeding?
Ming's like, shut up. Shut up. This is not a good handle.
This is not a good enough handle. This is what the women of Panglia do when they have babies. We're way stronger than you guys.
We're
We're
warriors.
ready. Yeah, exactly. We're warriors.
Oh my gosh, we digress. We're getting so off topic. Okay.
Because what the fuck? A paint roller with a really good handle. It was just the absolute
I
pinnacle
know they're trying
of
to
an
make
already
it seem well. They
bizarre
were trying
situation.
to make it seem like it's this ancient Penglian like solution to pregnancy, and it's like, okay, well. Even Amber's like, I'm pretty quirky, but I'm also trying to bring this into the 21st century, and that doesn't seem quite right to me.
Do you by any chance have an
Oxycontin?
epidural?
Do you by any chance have an epidural and maybe some some Oxycontin, maybe some
Just
Percocet.
some pain meds. That would be great. I mean, I appreciate the really good handle. It's great. It's thoughtful. Do you though have some muscle
Amber's all
relaxers?
hopped up on drugs. The handles just keep breaking. She's pushing so hard. Amber can't feel it. She's like, okay, keep going.
Okay,
Using your
pushing.
Penguin paintbrush.
So in the meantime, it gets a little bit even more convoluted. If you thought it was at the peak of convolution, you were wrong. Because Emily and
Because
the
they
queen,
still don't have this treaty and war is still
Right.
impending.
and the baby's about to come out cursed. If anything, I'd be like, you know what? Don't roll that paint roller. Like, let's prolong this as much as possible.
I've got
There's
my eye
no
on you,
treaty yet.
Ming. I've got my eye on you, Queen Ming. You still could have stolen that treaty. No one knows at this point. And as Amber said, it's got to be one of us. There's only
Right,
so many
there's
of
only
us.
12 of us in the castle. So Emily and her mom, the queen, have been on this side note hustle trying to find the treaty. And guys, in their hijinks, they get locked in the dungeon, the very dungeon that they've sent everyone else to this entire time. They are really having a taste of their own medicine.
Well,
sitting in
Emily's
that.
like, you know what? I got a good idea. Let's go torture those fools in the dungeon and get any kind of information.
the
we can.
intel.
Yeah, get the intel. Let's get it. And so the queen's like, yeah, I can hype that. So they both go down. They're ready to torture those people in the dungeon. And
She's
sure
like,
enough,
are you ready to get tortured?
war is impending. So they both go down there and they get a taste of their own medicine, and it is bitter because they do get locked in a cell in Aldovia's castle's dungeon
Yep.
because they're trying to find the
And-
treaty. They really are
Right.
like looking for the actual treaty because if you
Right.
steal a treaty, you have to hide it somewhere, right?
Right. And they're like, this castle's only so big. No one can go in and out because of the blizzard. There's only 12 of us. There's only so much square footage. It has to be somewhere. That's just logic. Or as Amber would say, investigative journalism.
You know who I think did it? I think it's Tom, Emily's little boy toy from the play earlier. He left the night it disappeared.
Oh, you're right.
You know,
he
did.
totally did.
He got under
He's
that
like,
mistletoe
I
with
don't want to get
Emily.
involved in this. He fled the country because he doesn't want to get drafted into this war between Aldovia and Pinglia.
I want to
He's
see his
like,
whole side story. He's getting his family. It's really dramatic. In the middle of the blizzard, he's like, "We have to go.
Tom. They're going through the forest with just sack on their
We
back,
have to go,
like trying to
Dad.
escape.
Get your rifle. The wolves are intense tonight."
What country is Tom from?
Aldovia.
Get your rifles.
Get your rifles. The wolves are intense tonight, Father. We have to flee. The war begins at midnight.
Too much mistletoe.
Oh, Emily's pregnant now. With the second baby. There's another spin-off.
She's like, hey, my baby's actually not going to be cursed, so maybe,
everybody,
like,
we
just
couldn't
leave
find
the
the
treaty thing
treaty.
alone.
We couldn't find the treaty. Amber's baby's gonna be cursed, but I'm pregnant. Surprise. No, so they get trapped in the dungeon, and there's a very Pirates of the Caribbean moment where
So pirates.
I shouldn't be laughing because I don't know if I should be, but I should. It's so ridiculous. The queen, the hype queen, and Emily are stuck in a dungeon cell. Again, no royal. They did not follow royal
Not a
protocol
guard,
because
not a
no
prison
guard,
guard,
no one
nothing.
followed them, no one asked where they were going.
Which
They're stuck-
also makes you that much more concerned for Leopold. Not a person is checking. They're not making
Cadence,
the
you
rounds.
need to
There's
get over
nobody down
Leopold.
there.
He's dead. He died. He's in the dungeon dead. They either fed him to wolves or he's in the dungeon dead. You need to get over
I do
it.
need to let
He
go of
died.
it because he's
You're
definitely
really
no
wanting
longer
Leopold
with
to
us.
come back and make a comeback. He's dead. He died.
I just want to know that he's like somewhat alive, but now that you're talking about it, he really isn't. No one's down there. Not
You know, they
anybody's
forgot
making
about him
rounds.
the minute the queen sent him to the dungeon. She's like,
For the Titan party! It's ready!
and then they forgot about him. He's dead.
Jeez. Tyranny is not funny, guys.
It's not funny. It comes off cute, but that queen, she's a hard ass. So there's this very Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to say it. And there's the key to the cell that they got locked in because it really makes no sense how I think the wind blew and it blew an iron gate shut. I don't know. So they get stuck in this cell and they're like, how are we going to get out? You guys, Emily has to use her crutch. She has to use her crutch so hard to get the keys off the wall. The keys are like just out of reach, and Emily's just trying so hard with her little baby crutch. She's like, I'll do it. I'll do it. And they're struggling with that crutch, just can't reach.
But she does it. she does it, and they get out. So
does she
Emily's
do
the
it?
hero once again. Yes, that's how they get out.
I thought you said
So-
she doesn't do it because I was thinking for a minute. I was like questioning myself. I was like, I think she actually does do it after hours of trying.
Yeah, it takes a really, really long time. But this is once again, like, let's just rack up Emily's victories. Like, she's hacked the mainframe. She's figured out the whole Metal Arc situation.
She almost
She's
died in the
figured
first
out
episode. She went tobogganing down a cliff and literally rolled 10 times face down in the snow when Amber tried to kill her.
She's discovered all this information about the treaty and the baby curse, and now she's gotten herself out of prison. And I feel like maybe we really should consider Emily as being the one who's truly moving this
She also
into
came
the
up with
21st
those
century.
sick pickup lines with the mistletoe. Yeah,
Oh,
got a
that's
lot of
true.
mistletoe in every bedroom too, babe.
She's very suave and
She's suave.
fashionable.
Emily for
get it.
Aldovia Queen 2022 for sure.
Point being that what we mean is this is like the whole
We've really
ridiculous.
digressed. It's all over the place. Yes.
Because it's so, like, even as I'm saying it, I'm like, in the middle of everything that has already happened, they get trapped in their own fucking dungeon. Anyway.
This
They get
monarchy
out.
has no fucking clue how to do anything. There's no
again,
wins for
there's-
Aldovia right now. There's 0 wins.
At this point, I would be like, you know what? I think it's probably economically sound if we just get absorbed into Panglia. Like, I feel like maybe they just take over our territory.
Panglia
We don't
has
have
it
to
more
worry
together than we
anymore.
do. Queen Ming seems like she has it really together.
We wouldn't have to think about any of this stuff anymore. Like, we just get to hang out. I think everybody would be a lot happier.
Everyone would be way happier. But yes, anyway, Emily and the Queen, before they get out of this Pirates of the Caribbean, before Emily saves the day with her crutch getting the keys, they somehow find the treaty underneath a stone bench in the thing that they're in. What do you call it? The room, the cell that they're in,
The
I guess.
cell? The dungeon cell?
I don't know how. I don't know what. It doesn't make any sense, but they find this treaty in a broken stone in the cell that they're in. Sure enough, right before Amber is about to push out that royal baby, they walk up there and they're like, Amber, sign this really quick. And she's hopped up on her bills.
Paint roller.
She's got 20 broken paint rollers around her. Queen Ming is full army gear. And then they're like, sign this really quick. And Queen Ming's like, great. Okay, cool. You found it. And Queen Ming
I wasn't
signs
at all
it.
trying to sabotage this birth at all, at all.
So Queen Ming signs it. Well, oh no, we have to back up. Sorry. So Amber, in the middle of about to giving birth to a human child, they have this whole like whodunit situation because everybody walks in the room as Amber's about to push it out. And guess who it
Right.
was, you guys? Guess who stole the treaty and put it under the stone in the cell in the freaking dungeon?
It was Mr. Little, the second in command behind Miss Grinchface.
I know you guys are probably like, who the hell is Mr. Little and why did he steal the treaty?
We were also a little bit like that.
We were also like that. He's been in the movie maybe 3 times this whole overall 3. But Cadence, let him have it. Let him have it. Why Mr. Little? Give him the motive. Give him the motive.
Because 600 years ago, Mr. Little's family was part of the war between Aldovia and Panglia, and it was his duty to avenge his family. Doesn't that make total sense? He's been in the kingdom this entire time. Was his being an employee at the kingdom for the last like 40 years
Doesn't that kind of
only
ride out?
in motion so that he could be at the 100-year ceremony? Was that the whole point the whole entire time?
He's the best employee ever. He brought Aldovia so far because he's just like, I will serve these people so fucking
Fuck
hard.
out of this
I
kingdom.
will serve the fuck out of this kingdom. But when that day comes, I'm going to hide that treaty. I'm going to hide it
never
in
know
a
it was
place
me.
no one will ever know. The dungeon where they want to send everybody. So he literally, like, his years of service overrode any kind
It
of
was
hiding
all
of that.
undercover, guys. It was all undercover.
He thinks he's being so sly. He's like, yes, Queen Amber, I'll help you with the baby. He's just so nice, bringing them linens, everything, helping her with whatever she needs. And in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm going to hide that treaty.
This is all
This is
building
all
up to the
according to
treaty.
plan. I've really avenged my family, all my dead family from 600 years ago.
They're really going to love me now.
They're looking down on me saying, you did it, Mr. Little. Not so little today. You're Mr. Big. You're Mr. Big,
Mr. Big Boy.
Mr. Big Boy.
The other thing I love about this is they go to Mr. Little, you almost started a war. And I'm like, no, you guys almost started a war because this whole ceremony was arbitrary. No war had to be started.
No war had to
Don't
be
pin
started.
this on Mr. Little.
But also Emily walks up and she's like, not only did you almost start a war, you almost cursed a little unborn baby. And he's like, to be fair, I didn't know about this curse. He's like, I didn't know about any of this curse shit. I was only trying to start a war.
He goes, in my defense, I didn't know about the baby. Okay, yeah, you're right. Just millions of Valdovians and Penclians killing each other was fine. But this is the cursed baby that's just really crossing the line.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Mr. Little.
Mr. Little. So where do you think they take him?
Obviously, the dungeon. He's like, I'm actually quite familiar. I hid the treaty down here. I'll show myself out.
I was about to say, he's like, actually, I hid the treaty in the dungeon, dumb bitches. You just were down. You were the ones that locked yourself in there, okay? I'm more than familiar. I'll show myself to the cell. Oh, it's so stupid.
I got this. No need for the bow and arrow. I'll actually just leave. Thanks.
And they literally show, well, to wrap it up, they show, so they obviously get Mr. Little. Then they pull out the treaty that they found. And then Queen Ming and Queen Amber, they sign the treaty at 11:59. They make it a point to show the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean, once it's 12 o'clock, the knives are out.
You've been pregnant before. You can definitely control when the baby comes out. You can hold it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I also wore diamond earrings when I labored and full makeup.
Oh, she's in full, that royal portrait. She must have not had a problem with that because she's in that full portrait gear. She's just ready right now. And again, because Richard's the loving husband that he is not touching her. He's standing a good 6 feet away, just like, you're doing it, Amber. You're doing it.
Oh, because we should say that Richard does save the doctor. We totally forgot that. He does save her.
We said he saved her.
And brings her back she gets there just in time for the deliveries, I guess what I know.
We need to say that. We did say that
moment.
He saved her, but she gets back right in time for the delivery. But you know what?
They're like, you can deliver this baby, but after this is over, you're going with Mr. Little to the dungeon.
Yeah, you think you're out of this one, bitch? You crashed your car on the night of the delivery? You're going to the dungeon. They just start sending everyone to the dungeon. Simon?
It just becomes like 4 people left in the castle. Everyone else is in the dungeon.
You looked really suspicious with Lynn. Dungeon.
Lynn?
You're a hussy.
Dungeon.
Emily? I see that mistletoe in your hair. Dungeon.
That's it. Dungeon.
Everybody, the doctor gets there and she's like, what are all these broken paint roller brushes doing around you? What the hell is going on here?
I have this under control. Don't worry about it.
The doctor's like, Amber, you're the future queen of Aldovia and you believe that this shit was going to help? Like,
she's like, I'm not the one who crashed my car into a snowbank. I had very few choices.
I was stressed, bitch. I thought I was going to get to the dungeon.
They just get into a massive fight.
So after this whole hubbub, this whole wild ride of dungeons and dragons and everything.
Curses and war.
And curses and wars. Amber does give birth to a child. And we would like to say that Richard and Amber thought they knew the sex of the child. And they thought that it was a male. But guess what? Because it's Amber, a little baby female pops out with little Converse on, little glasses, and a little notepad for investigating journalism. And she's like, who gave birth to me? I'm ready to go.
This is baby 101.
What do I see here? I see 12 people. I see a treaty that hasn't been signed. She's just ready to go. She's going to write baby
This
Amber's
means
blog.
we're going to war. Just like a little 30s journalist, baby.
It's wartime, I see. See? It's wartime. She pops out her little pad. It's called Amber's Baby's blog. I know, like, 20 million of you people want to know what's going on. I'm just a baby in this situation. I just popped it in
I don't write in puff pieces, you guys. We're talking about a real conflict, real bloodshed. See?
I got Queen Ming here. I didn't even know. We're talking real bloodshed, Ming. This goes back 600 years. See?
It's a treaty. See?
It's a treaty, see? Goes back 600 years, see? 1419, see? December 19, see?
I can't breathe. Oh my god, I can't breathe.
When the numbers go up, see? Something's wrong, see?
It all started with the ceremony, see?
The year, let me set the stage, see? 1619. Christmas Eve, see? A treaty between Pangley and, see? Aldovian, see?
Oh my god, I think I'm gonna suffocate to death.
It's a little baby with a cigar. I'm ready, I'm Amber's baby, see? We hear these words and Aldovia Initiative, see? It started with that. Give more money to the tech company, see? And that's what starts the whole next series. The whole next series is like, that's the flashback from the baby, and then the baby's grown up, and she has to take over Aldovia. Oh my gosh.
She's just sitting there with like a little, what are those called? Fedoras and a cigar. And he's like, my story began, see, at the stroke of midnight in Aldovia.
This real nice bird walked in, see? And it's Queen Ming. She's like, hey. Oh, we're digressing. It's so much. Okay, so anyway, yes, the baby's born. Future Queen of Aldovia.
Named Ellery after her mother.
Yes, and the dad's not there. He's still stuck in New York. He can't get there because Blizzard, but we'll assume he'd get there.
And also, Simon does the thing that you never should do, which is like upstage someone else's moment, because he decides that none of this was a drama. He needs to propose to Melissa in the middle of it all.
Also, what happened with the $5 billion sign thing? We didn't cover
that.
It
was, yeah. So it's kind of, believe it or not, confusing.
Oh, wait, it makes no sense.
I don't know if you can give this movie any credit for ever making it easy, but essentially, Simon and Lynn, even though they have no official capacity within the royalty or the monarchy, have worked out like an economic deal where Aldovia and Panglia are working together to get rid of their debt. And so it was all about them staying allies and being financial allies as well. So dumb.
So stupid. Dumb. He literally introduced himself as the cousin of the king, but he had in his head.
Right, working all angles.
Working all angles. So good on you, Simon, I guess. I don't know. That's weird.
So they have this quick, like, I love you so much. And it just feels like same thing with as Amber and Richard. There's very little like affection or context or relationship.
Sahil and Andrew left. They're like, we can't do this anymore. We're done. You search our quarters.
We got like 7 other parties to plan.
You didn't write a piece on us. We got a Aldovian peace party to plan. We're out.
You broke all of our good handles.
Sahil walks in. Why are all my best paint roller handles broken?
I brought these all in my luggage.
So we're glad that you guys joined us for this crazy, stupid Amber Moore journey. You guys watch the movies. Just do yourself a favor. In this holiday season, watch the movies. They're so bad. They're good. Our favorite.
They're amazing.
And I'm happy. I'm happy you watched them. I'm happy you watched them.
I ever. They were such. I don't. Like just one of those things that's gonna live rent free in my brain. That got made. This that I watched it, that I'll remember things from it until I die.
Oh, it'll stay with you forever. We all have a little bit of Amber Moore.
Christmas miracle. True Christmas miracle. Thanks for listening to Volume 3 of the Christmas Prince trilogy with us.
And this is the last of our episodes for this season. And we hope you guys have a very happy holiday season. And sit around and maybe find an old wooden ornament that maybe your great grandpa made, and maybe you crack it open and maybe you find a decree that says that you're adopted and that you may not be adopted. But if you are, you can still rule your family.
If you get any Christmas cards that are anything less than festive, immediately rip them up, throw them in the fire. You don't need that kind of negativity, guys. You just don't.
Nope, don't need it. Take it from Queen of Hype.
But we will see you next season. We're working on what we're going to do. It's going to be super exciting and it's going to be great. So just hold on to your hats, see?
Hold on to your hats, see? And I just got one thing to say. Emily for president 2022.
100% agreed.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. And she names her Ellery after her mother, who has passed. May she rest in peace.
Ellie, the
May
only
she rest
second time
in-
she ever got brought up.
I know. I was like, I had to rewind it because I'm like, I guess that's her
Who's
mom's
Ellery?
name. We don't really talk about it. Yeah, beyond the regular Christmas corn dog tradition that they all had.
Ellery, the queen of Dad's taco shop / hamburger slash. I can't even talk. Hold on, let me do it again.